Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the DVC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you're listening to Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Hello and welcome home. Thank you for joining us on episode 94 of Welcome Home, a Disney Parks and Vacation Club podcast. I'm Tom. I'm here with Trevor and Damon. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good for Sunday. How about you?
Oh, good. Damon,
I've had a pretty interesting weekend of getting back to sports. It's not been all good.
not been all good?
Oh, no, the South is the South, and you know, I had to pull my daughter from her team fully.
Oh, wow.
Because of a coaching and, you know, not adhering to the rules of, you know, what the soccer club has put in place.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny, though, because I don't know how this all transpired, but, you know, I decided to send a message to the league as well as within my right, when you're not following the rules that were set forth. And for whatever reason, it made its way to the coach, but maybe because I did it through the app or maybe because I didn't. And it's just turned into a very interesting week.
Little awkward.
Yeah.
It's never awkward for me because I would have said it to their face had they asked. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't necessarily awkward for me. It was interesting. It's interesting. The saga continues. And I'll be training my daughter myself at this point.
The saga continues.
Damon,
are you like the soccer dad that will, like, you know, if there's like a bad call in the game, like throw a chair onto the field?
No, because I feel like that's like totally disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know, and my whole thing is like, you know, play harder. You know, I'm never, with my kids, it's always about working with them on their own. I don't ever try to coach a coach. I have coached, right, baseball, and that's a different story. But if I'm not coaching, no, I leave it alone. If there's something that I don't necessarily agree with, I deal with it with my own kids on their own. But there's many times where, you know, there's things that are said to my kids that are wrong, right, from a coaching standpoint. Sure. And we address it at home. And that's it. Like, hey, listen, I understand your coach told you that, but they're wrong. Right? We're actually going through a little bit of that now with one of my kids as he starts to prep for you know, he's trying to get into D1 college on sports, and we're kind of dealing with that now of like, I understand your coach is telling you this, but they're wrong. This is what you need to be doing. So it's always fun. But no, never at the field. I am definitely not that parent, even though I see that parent an awful lot. There's a lot of them, man. There's a lot of
those
them,
parents floating around.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
We got them here too sometimes when my son was in soccer. It was like, you know, just let him play and, you know, you can talk to him later.
Hey, listen, the other thing I look at it is like sometimes the refs cannot see every call. You know, there's some offsides, you know, today that I would say were questionable. All right, I'll leave them as questionable, but that just is what it is. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't worry about that stuff. That will work itself out. But no. So no, that is not my personality type at all.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're not throwing chairs into the field. And
No, definitely not.
That would be funny. But like you said, it is also insane and disrespectful to the game and to the people involved.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, they're out there though. That's for sure.
They definitely exist. That's for sure. I'm not there yet, but you know,
don't be that person, Tom.
Yeah, I'm not going to be that person. No, I mean, I'm saying
I don't think people like think they're going to be that person, and then they just can't contain themselves, and they're that person. But
you know,
I've been close. I'll admit, a few times I've almost like said something, and I'm like, no.
You know what I always say, especially to the parents. I go, when your kid is your age or even younger, it doesn't matter. Are they going to be like, wow, you know that game that they made that bad call? Like, unless you're handing out scholarships for, you know, 16, 17-year-olds, well, maybe they are at that point. So let's just say, are they handing out scholarships for 14-year-olds? No. So definitely not 10-year-olds. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, when I say I'm not there yet, I mean my daughter's not in sports yet. She's only 2,
No.
So you know, like when she gets there, though,
you're already slacking them if she's not in sports yet at 2.
Well, it's, you know,
you don't have her entered in like gymnastics competitions yet. Come on, Tom. Like,
she used to have a gymnastics. I mean, she used to go to gymnastics every weekend, but it closed. So
yeah, I feel like at 2, it's a little early. I think my kids started hardcore, like actual practices, not like, you know, probably at 4. Probably.
Yeah, she'll. I mean, probably once she's 3, or we'll start at least trying to play a little bit of soccer. So we'll see.
Yeah,
but we'll see. We got time. All right, we should probably get into the show since it's already 5 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know what zebra domes are.
You don't know what zebra domes?
Yeah.
You gotta Google it.
I was going to ask, what is okay, so first of all...
Even Trevor didn't zebra dome. He didn't Google zebra dome.
Okay.
So how are you going to make me do it?
First
I'm
listener
make you
question.
take out the clicks.
Yeah.
First listener question from Jeremy is zebra domes or beignets? Discuss. Okay, so I know what beignets are. I like beignets. That's an easy one. The whole zebra dome thing, I'm totally missing on that. So
It looks like there's mousse in it, though.
Yeah, there is. It's like a chocolate mousse, yeah.
Then that's like two totally different. It's almost like an eclair. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, so it's a cream.
Wait, there's alcohol
mousse.
in it?
Yeah. Well,
I'm out.
I don't think it's like actual alcohol.
It is. It's right. I'm looking at it right now. It's Amarula cream liqueur mousse. So no, I'm out.
I mean, I've had these before. They're delicious, I think. I personally like them.
Yeah, alcohol taste to me is not good. It's no good. So like, it's not like I'm worried about like the alcohol in it, but just alcohol to me ruins the taste. So nah, I'm out.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't drank alcohol in years. Like I had
a hard seltzer last night, and I was like why?
Yes. Similarly,
why?
It's the same thing. Like when I was in my 20s, I would go drink beer and all that kind of stuff. But then I hit a point where I was just like, yeah, I don't like it.
I kind of, and the thing is, not only do I not like it, not only does it sometimes bother my stomach, but at the end of the day, you know what I like more than alcohol? Money.
Yeah, money's
That
more
is
important.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely, you can't have both. It seems. Sure.
Well, so then I guess you guys are out on the alcohol infused beignets that they have too, because they have
100%.
Yeah, no, not interested. Yeah. Same thing.
I'm not really interested either.
Even to kind of go off to the side again. People talk about Dole Whip and rum. Don't care to try it.
Trevor, it's funny if you're gonna force alcohol down my throat, it would be rum. So, but I wouldn't ruin something with rum. I don't know. Like I agree with you. I wouldn't do the Dole Whip with rum. Like if it was my choice per se, but like I don't think that's as bad as some other liqueurs. Like a liqueur, like is just like heavy and alcohol-y and
sugary and
I mean,
sugar
rum
and
is the same
alcohol.
as well. But like for whatever reason, like I could deal with rum over most any other alcohol.
So I mean, so you guys I'm assuming then both going beignets on this then.
100%.
All right, so I'm going zebra domes because I'm a big chocolate person. And I like a good chocolate mousse, so I'm going zebra domes.
Okay. If it was chocolate mousse, I might be swayed, but
it is chocolate. It's chocolate liqueur mousse.
Yes, I'm saying if it was just a regular chocolate.
If it didn't have the liqueur in there,
it'd
be okay.
I might be swayed.
All right, fair enough. All right, so we got Matthew saying New Year's fireworks. Do you think they'll be back by then to try to increase attendance? I don't know if they really want to increase attendance at this point. I mean, I'm assuming they want to sometime soon and go a little higher on the capacity front, but I don't know if they're going to do New Year's fireworks. I feel like this is one of those questions we can't answer because no one really knows the answer, right?
Yeah, but so if you think about it, with the way everything is going right now, I don't know about you guys, but in my area, there's definitely an uptick in, cases of COVID. So, I think people are becoming a little more sensitive to it again. I don't feel that by Christmas, we're going to be at a place where the thing is for Disney is that, they have to weigh, if they put it on, a lot of people would show up, but I'm sure there would also be a lot of people that would look at it and go, nah, I don't want to be anywhere near that because it's way too, the thing is fireworks is not just like in the park. Like people would try, in past years, people go to the surrounding resorts, Bay Lake Tower, they go to the Polynesian and stuff like that sometimes to try and watch those things.
Yeah.
I just don't see, I don't see Disney wanting to invite that kind of hassle with everything that's going on right now.
I don't see them doing it, but because I don't think they need to do that to increase attendance. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I don't think that's like if they're going to do it, they're going to do it because they can at that point. Like that it makes sense to do it. Like I don't think they're going to do it because they need to increase attendance. I just don't see that as being like, oh, they're doing fireworks, so we're going to go to Disney. Like it just doesn't feel like something to me that they would do. But I mean, who knows? I don't really know. It's hard to answer that question. But because we kind of got to see where we're at that point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying no. I really
I'm guessing
don't
no.
see it happening.
I'm guessing no. This is a good question from Alex. Being British, I do have one question. British theme parks are in no way comparable with Walt Disney World or Universal, but what are other theme parks like in the U.S.? Are they similar standard to Disney, or are they significantly poorer standard?
What about better than Disney standard? Why is that not even an option? Because I would say that Dollywood is is a higher standard, honestly.
Sure.
That's just my personal opinion, but I mean, do I think that the park is better? No, I don't think Dollywood Park is. Well, that's tough. I might actually, but it's because it's a subset. It's smaller, so that's where I have a hard time. And the water park at Dollywood is no good. So yeah, it's tough for me. But in general, I would say that you can get all of them. You can get, again, what I would consider a little above Disney standard. And the reason it's above Disney standard for me is the way that guests are dealt with on both ends of the spectrum. Okay. So that means guests that are nice and have questions are dealt with always at the same level of Disney standards, but guests that may not be, so Disney-like are dealt with in a little bit of a, there's the exit. Rather than right, they're a little bit more. I've never had any sort of issue of anything like people being rude at that park, right? So then I have to take that as a step up. Food is, it's definitely level unless there's something special going on at Disney, right? It's a straight level. But it's a lot cheaper, significantly cheaper. And I also think that now with the Dollywood Hotel, that hotel is pretty nice. I would say I put it on par with a medium, hotel, not moderate. That's where I would kind of put it. But yes, then there's other parks like Six Flags, which I don't believe are at the same standard to Disney.
Yeah.
So I would say it goes across the board for me.
So here's, sorry, I was going to say, here's something I'd like to point out with your comparisons, Damon, is that, so Disneyland and Dollywood both started Disneyland started as, a single person running it with their vision, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. And Disney has continued to evolve following that vision. Sure. Dollywood, I feel, is the same way in that, Dolly Parton is absolutely...
Well, she is not a park owner. And remember, the company that owns Dollywood also owns Silver Dollar City, which I also love. It's owned by a conglomerate. But go ahead.
But again, it still kind of started in that same vein, like, with a single common vision. Whereas I feel parks like Six Flags and whatnot, they're more on that corporate side where, I think that it's just that they don't have that overarching vision of the park, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would agree with that. So I kind of envision a little bit differently. Like I said, Dollywood was not called Dollywood to begin with, right? And the conglomerate that owns them both, I would say, even taking, Dolly's vision, which to me, Dollywood becomes a little bit more Christian, let's just say. I mean, I don't think there's another word to kind of, I don't say religious. It's weird. But anyway, Silver Dollar City is not that, right? And it's owned by the same conglomerate, and there's no Dolly attached to that. And I would feel the same way about that in terms of, how they do things. A lot of parks can be about multiple things. One of the reasons why I'm not rushing back to Disney is because Disney is an experience. Six Flags, and again, parks like that, I feel, are about the rides, and their rides are better. They're more thrilling. There's no doubt about that. And, Six Flags does have the DC license, right? There are some cool Superman, Green Lantern. There's rides that are super cool, but the experience of the park just isn't there. And I think that's where Dollywood still has that as well as
Yeah, I think it just depends on the parks you go to, right? Because like Dollywood is up there as one of the best in the country, right? Yep. Like we have Carowinds by here, and that's a just straight amusement park. Like if you have a roller coaster, there's no theming to it; it's just a roller coaster. There's or minimal theming. I think that's the big difference. Is
non-licensed theming.
Yeah, it's like it's there's not a lot of. It's just a roller coaster, right? There's nothing to it, and that's the difference I think would you get with between like Disney and just like a regular theme park, and so it just depends though, because like Dollywood is obviously held up as a large like a high standard, right?
Yeah,
and like like even like a Knott's Berry Farm, right? Like Knott's Berry Farm gets a lot of accolades a lot of times for being a little closer to Disney because they have some rides that are a little similar in some ways. So there's certain parks in the United States. There's definitely different levels, but like. If you go to a Six Flags, don't expect it to be like Disney because it's not gonna.
But expect the rides to be really
thrilling. Yeah.
And let me add in as well, just for I actually have been to a theme park in England, so I do know what Alex is talking about. So years ago we went to it's called Pleasure Beach, which is in Blackpool. Hopefully, for our British listeners, that they should probably know what I'm talking about. In terms of that, my experience with that theme park is, it was definitely, I feel closer to a Six Flags type experience. It was, a lot of fun roller coasters. They had like a drop tower, kind of similar to, Tower of Terror, but without the theming. So it's, I feel that most theme parks would probably sit in that same area. The thing to remember is, we talk about Disney and Universal and Dollywood. They really are the exception, I think. If you went across the country touring different theme parks, you may find the occasional gem, but it'll be that there'll be little pieces of it that are, like surprising or different or whatever. But I feel overall you won't find, like you said, Damon, an experience like you do at these, Disney or Universal or Dollywood.
Yeah, just like the level of detail is just not the same, at most of these parks, and the thought put into things,
Yeah,
it's just a different thing at Disney. So I think you go, Alex, if you went to some American theme parks, you definitely would be like, wow, this is totally different. So yeah, I think it's an interesting question though. It's good for we do have a lot of British listeners. So
yeah, and you're right. It's it's good to have. I like hearing these kinds of questions because we forget that our perspective is very limited to. Yeah. We're in the middle of this all the time, and you forget that outside of Disney there is different levels and different experiences to be had. So.
Absolutely. Do you want to read this next one from Chris? This is similar to the other question we got so, about New Year's, kind of.
Yeah. So Chris said he would like to see a "What are the odds" segment, a discussion of closed or suspended. Like to see a "What are the odds" segment, a discussion of closed or suspended restaurants they will open or resume before the end of the year. So examples are Ratatouille, Ohana, Hoop-Dee-Doo, Festival of the Lion King, and then he also has a follow-up question.
This is really why I chose this question. It's for the poutine question.
Yeah, fair enough. So he wants to hear my opinion on poutine. Is it really a common thing in Canada? If so, does any place in Walt Disney World get it right? So yes, poutine is definitely a common thing in Canada. I feel it's more prevalent in Eastern Canada than Western Canada. Being that I live in Western Canada, we do get it out here. And I have had a chance to try poutine from a bunch of different places, ranging from, there's the fast food chains that offer their take on poutine, which is, in some cases is just not good at all. I will say this, and, I have some friends from Quebec, and hopefully they don't crucify me for getting it wrong. But so my opinion is the most important thing is that they use cheese curd. And the reason for that is that when you bite into cheese curd, you get a very distinctive squeak. Like it kind of, it's different than just like if they use like a nacho cheese or a regular melted cheese. It has to be cheese curd. Now, the thing is that honestly, at Disney, I've not been going out of my way to look for poutine there because of the fact that there is many places here that I can get poutine. So it's kind of that similarly, why I don't hang out in the Canada pavilion is it's like, why, I'm already here. Why would I go there to experience their take on it? So unfortunately, I don't think I'm in a position, and, maybe on my next trip, I'll make some effort to go hunting for, some Canadian cuisine to really get a proper take on it.
Well, there's that Disney Springs booth that I think it's called the Daily Poutine, I think, where they have a whole bunch of different varieties.
And the thing is
it's not that good though.
Yeah.
It's not?
Nah, I don't think so. I've had better.
And again, talking to my friends from Quebec, they've, I've brought up, you get like pulled pork poutine and all these very, different twists on it. And the take that I've gotten from them is that they're like, that's not poutine. That's just, they threw some meat on fries or whatever.
So you have to have the classic of just the gravy and the
cheese curd,
and that's it.
With good fries, not McDonald's fries. It has to be good fries. So,
okay.
So knowing all of those things, hopefully you can evaluate.
I will tell you though that like McDonald's is pretty good fries. Like I may not eat any of their food, but McDonald's does have some pretty good fries. Let's be real about that.
I will say I prefer, again, for the sake of poutine, fresh cut fries, proper, like
I will give you that.
They need that little bit of the skin on them. That's
fine, but you can't knock McDonald's fries.
Yeah, but it's not appropriate for poutine. That's all. I
could go with that. Yes. Yeah. All right, I'll go with the appropriate for poutine. All right.
Well, I don't know about you,
that
David.
Probably would taste pretty good though. I don't know.
It probably would.
Trevor,
yeah.
McDonald's fries and good poutine. Good gravy and cheese curd. I don't know, man. I might be on board with that.
I might get my butt kicked for if I went into a place and was like, okay, I got these fries. Can you just put the gravy in the poutine?
No. Trevor, I don't know if you know this, but up north, and Damon probably knows this. We in Jersey, New York area, we have our own version of poutine. It's disco fries, which is the same exact thing, except it's like just basically fries, and they throw some.
I don't know if it's really the same thing because there's no, like as Trevor was saying, there's no cheese curd.
Cheese curds. No, they throw whatever cheese on there. Yeah.
But the gravy might be a little better, man. I don't know. I
used to get it at diners all the time, man.
Me too.
I used to go to diners and order disco fries all the time, and it's fries with cheese and gravy. That's all it is.
Yep.
You see, and that's the thing is the gravy is really different places will have different takes on what is the good gravy and what's not a good gravy. So that is entirely subjective. Again, I just really want to highlight that. Every person that I've ever talked to about poutine, which does happen up here, believe it or not, we talk about this stuff. Cheese curds are the important thing. Good cheese curd, not like you can't just buy like a block of cheddar and grate it up and throw it on there. Don't do that.
The curds that's a whole different thing. That's cheese curds are different than just throwing some cheddar on top of there.
Exactly. So yeah, I know that's a very long answer.
No, I liked it. Listen, I like talking about food. In fact, I threw some more food on here just for Damon, and well, I wanted to talk about it too. But there's food on here too. Later on, there's more Halloween food. But anytime we can talk about food, I'm in. Yeah. So
yeah, for sure.
As far as the other part of his question, this is similar to the other question. It's like I don't know. Like, I don't know. What I really want to know the answer to is the Space 220 ever going to open?
Well, yeah, that would be on the list for sure.
Yeah, right. I feel like that's never going to open. Maybe next year or sometime. I'm hoping next year. Let's say, let's say first quarter next year. How about that?
Yeah. And okay. So let's just quickly, let's break this down according to, just the stuff that he has on the list as the example. We'll throw Space 220 in there as well. So Ratatouille is an attraction. Ohana and Hoop-Dee-Doo are restaurants, and then Space 220 is a restaurant, and then Festival of Lion King is an attraction. I feel, of all of these ones listed, Ratatouille will definitely happen first, and that's only because of the fact that it is an attraction, and they can control it similar to all their other attractions. They'll probably defer the opening because they want to try and wait until there's enough people in the park to hype it up properly, but I can see that happening first. Following that, Festival of the Lion King will, I think they'll figure out a way to start doing that, but it'll be, again, instead of having massive crowds of people in there, it'll be like each section will only have a very small amount of people, but
like every other row is full.
But it has to hit a threshold where they can fill enough of it that they can justify running the show, because, there's a lot of actors and performers involved in it. So I can see that. I can see Festival of the Lion King maybe in like early, like spring next year. Ohana is not coming back until they're done the renovation. So that won't be until summer for sure. Hoop-de-Doo is, that's a little bit of an unknown, I think. Again, I feel it's similar in that, there is a lot of actors and participation stuff. I think you may get a version of it back where they don't have the performers coming down through the crowd and stuff like that. But also, it would be a very different experience. So, I would say Hoop-de-Doo would be most likely spring as well. So Festival of the Lion King, Hoop-de-Doo would be around the same time. Ratatouille, they haven't announced anything yet. I could see them possibly doing something in November, like leading up to Christmas. They may try to slide that one in there. And then Space 220, I mean,
never.
Yeah.
Never.
2022. Because then
I see Ratatouille not opening until they can like have more than 50% capacity, right? Like they don't want to open that when there's nobody at the park, right? But they want some fanfare.
But why? But honestly, it's kind of ideal for them to open it, because
that's true.
They don't have to run it at capacity, and the fact that it is lower capacity means that they have more chance to work on bugs and stuff that always come with the opening of these rides.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm thinking November, but yeah.
Sounds hopeful. I thought it was a good breakdown. You just really broke that down quite a bit.
Yeah, I started going into it in my head. I was like, yeah, this makes sense.
So I just wait. We have one more question, don't we? Okay.
Yeah.
We're like running out of time already here. We're like halfway through this thing already. So we've only done the listener questions. Any creative thoughts on new normal nighttime options, or will it be all or nothing? I think it's just going to be all or nothing. I don't think that there's going to be anything creative there.
Yeah, they've been trying to do they're talking about doing some projection stuff, right? Like that, we're talking about nighttime shows.
They announced they're doing that for Christmas, right? For the holidays, right? For the holiday season, they're going to do the projection show. But I mean, I think they're betting on the fact that most people are going to be like, I don't necessarily want to. I don't know if it's going to be even a show. I think it's just going to be kind of like a rotating projection,
right? But the thing is, even with those, it's like, they don't have a show around the Tree of Life, but everybody kind of stops and watches it, right?
That's true.
So it's the same kind of thing, whether it's a formal show or not. If they start doing more projections, again, we come into the issue of the more that they do this stuff, the more it causes crowds to gather. And I think there's, they definitely want to do it, but there's part of it. I'm sure there's a part of it where they say, no, we can't do this because, they don't want to encourage that behavior. So yeah, I feel you're right, is that, it's probably going to be more of an all or nothing thing, because, they'll try to give what they can, but I think it's going to be very limited. And until they can really get back to having proper nighttime crowds in the park, you're not going to see any like amazing nighttime shows.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I do think they're planning on something, something new, a new nighttime show for the 50th, whether that be temporary or a new show going forward. But I do think they're going to have some sort of new nighttime entertainment that will go for the 50th. And I do think they're going to wait to do the 50th stuff, like starting October 1st, like they're going to wait for most of the year to go by so they can really milk it into 2022.
You don't think they would start in the summer?
They might start in the summer. It's very, very well. If things are kind of back to normal by the summer, I would say, yeah, then they probably will.
Yeah.
But, I think that they want to do those festivities, to get as many people there as possible. And if they're still limited, then it's going to be tough. So I want to bring this up. The Keister coaster, also known as the Creepy Clown
that's
slide.
like the best.
That's what I want to ask. I was like, are you guys fan of the Creepy Clown
fan.
coaster?
Total fan.
Me too. I'm a huge fan, right? I know some people won't go on it though because they find it creepy.
I mean, I can see how it's creepy, but that's why it's cool. Creepy cool.
It wouldn't deter me from riding it. It's just, like that.
No, it's not like it's a clown with like a bloody knife or something. Like, but there are people, right, that don't like clowns. So, I mean, I can kind of get it.
I feel that this is one of those things where if you went to the right place on the internet, somebody's written very elaborate fan fiction about it that is like nightmare fuel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this clown have a name? This is a piece of Disney trivia. I wonder if that clown has a name. Yeah. Someone tell us if it does, but yeah.
What's another way to say Pennywise?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Some people won't go down that water slide though because of that creepy clown. I mean, so he's going to be down for refurbishment for a couple weeks in October.
That's just like a paint job then, right?
Yeah, probably just paint and like it doesn't seem like a major thing. It seems like they're just refreshing it and fixing it up.
Gotta make sure those eyes pop and they follow you as you walk around the pool.
Yeah, that'd be cool if they were doing like a Halloween overlay for it. Like,
could you imagine? Dude, the kids would lose their mind. No, you couldn't do that.
At night, you have like strobe effects, like lightning that goes off behind it.
All right, Tom.
They need to implement the Haunted Mansion thing where that the bus follow you around as you.
Oh yeah. Like the eyes look at you as you're walking around the pool.
It would be really cool if this would be crazy, but if they had in the slide, right, the refurbishment included like glowing eyes at the bottom of the slide before you got into it. Could you imagine?
Oh my God.
Oh, that would be very
nightmares.
Cool. Yeah,
if those of you that have not seen the creepy clown pool, just Google creepy clown pool Disney. It'll pop right up. I mean, it's not hard to find.
It's cool though. Like I said, I think that slide is a pretty good slide for a resort slide outside of the mini water park one at Beach Club.
Yeah. Well, the whole aesthetic of it is very cool. Like it's very well themed. It's a neat pool.
I like Boardwalk in general, so you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just I feel bad that everybody we rag on the clown. It's somebody designed that with the intent of this is going to be like a happy circus clown, and it's like it's so easy to like that line between this is a funny clown and this is a creepy clown is just,
it can just be an angle. That's the thing. Like, yes, you're right. It can just be just a little teeny bit.
Yeah,
true.
Every clown can be creepy. That's what it comes down to.
Just depending, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, we should probably do the ad, huh?
All right.
We should.
So this is for DVC Rental Store. These are our friends over at DVC Rental Store. Are you a frequent Disney visitor and want to save hundreds, even thousands on your next Disney trip? The DVC Rental Store wants to help you book your next dream vacation for less. Currently, the DVC Rental Store has a great selection of confirmed reservations at many of Disney's most premium resorts, saving you 60% off retail rates. 60%! You heard me. That's a lot of money. You could go and stay at a deluxe resort way cheaper, 60% off, over 60% off. Sometimes I saw one the other day just that they were putting on their Facebook that was like 6 nights at Animal Kingdom for like $800, which is crazy cheap for an Animal Kingdom resort. So go and check that out. It's if you want to learn more, you go to dvcrentalstore.com or call 1-855-DVC-RENT. That's 1-855-382-7368. Of course, let them know that Welcome Home sent you. Very important that you let them know that you heard about them from this show. So again, that's dvcrentalstore.com or call 1-855-DVC-RENT. Awesome.
Yay.
Well, the only other thing I had on here, guys, for DVC wise, just was about like the incentives. I don't know if you want to talk about direct incentives, but the old ones are expired, and now there's new ones, and they're not as good.
Yeah,
that's the too long didn't read version.
Yeah, let's. Just to from the low level. So for new members, going anywhere from 150 to 199 points, it's $8 off per point. And if you're an existing member doing an add-on, anywhere from 100 to 124 points is $1 off per point.
A whole dollar?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, so yeah, if you're adding on 100 points, you're only saving $100.
Would you do 124? Who's doing 124 points? Even 120, like I'm not doing at this point.
Yeah, but it's just so they could break the threshold, because then
well, that's what I'm saying. So again, while you say $1 whole dollar, maybe that's the whole point.
Yeah, it's to push you to the higher tier, right?
Yeah. But even
push
at
you
that,
over that
I'm going 1,000 points.
Yeah.
Imagine if I bought 1,000 points. I mean,
See,
what is that? That's
$50 a point. I mean that.
Wait, not
48.
That's $50 off though. So I mean, what are we talking? Like, you're still talking 170 grand?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm in. Sign me up.
That's a lot of money.
and so, yeah, here's the problem with that is that I was going to say, hey, getting, almost $50 off on a 1,000 point contract, could you, reselling that, you could potentially make some money on reselling it. But then the problem is that it's a 1,000 point contract, which nobody's going to buy, because it's not like you could break it into a smaller contract.
Yeah, I feel like anybody that could buy a 1,000 point contract
doesn't care.
Is probably not concerned about DVC. Like, I think DVC hits a wide range of people, but I think the ultra elite, like, I can't imagine like basketball players having DVC. Now, I would love to. Gosh, that's a guest we would need on the show. But you know what I mean? I think that's where it becomes interesting. I'm sure there's people out there that, are not famous that have 1,000 point contracts that are built up over time. But we're talking about 1,000 point add-on, right? So like
that's big, a single
big
contract.
stack of cash.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that kind of money, you might as well just buy a house in Golden Oaks and get it over with. It's like, there is a basketball player that's obsessed with Disney World. I don't know if he owns...
There's a bunch of them.
Who is it?
There's a bunch of different ones that are Disney people.
There's one, though, that's... And I'm trying to remember who it is, but there's one that's like a well-known Disney World freak that like goes constantly. So I'm sure he was very happy in the bubble. Yeah, you're right though. These incentives are still good. There's still incentives to buy direct, but it's there's also a lot of incentive to buy resale because it's a lot cheaper. So
yeah, I guess my thing right with the way things are right now is, they're not. I don't feel they're doing a good enough job of giving people incentives to get into it, even from the new member side, like the $8 off per point. You still got to buy minimum 150 points. Like they're really, and I guess I get that, they're trying to limit handing out the blue card and stuff like that. So it just feels like they're in a phase right now where they're, as much as they say these are incentives, it's like they're not incentivizing people to buy DVC. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. I just don't know. I don't feel that, I mean, obviously, they want to sell off Riviera and sell off their existing, or the active resorts that they have. But yeah, I'm getting the feeling that they're really trying to limit how many people are coming into this at the moment.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. We should probably move on. We got a bunch of other stuff to talk about, right? So I put this on here, for you guys. Not that it's not for me, but I don't have any way to do any VR stuff. But I don't know. Did you guys see this whole thing? They're going to have a whole Galaxy's Edge VR experience.
We already talked about this.
No, we didn't. This is different.
So hold on. This is.
It's not, but okay.
Wait, when did we talk about this?
Wait, I think me and Trevor already talked about this. Didn't we talk about this, Trevor? Was it IM or was it the show?
I
talked about this on the show. I know, or was it the was it the group? I talked about this already. I
don't remember a specific thing about Anthony Daniels in a VR.
Oh, it was the group. It was the group.
Okay. Oh, it was the group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we need to talk about it on the show now. Not everybody's in the group.
Yeah. Shame.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So there's going to be a virtual reality experience coming out this holiday season, they said, where it's going to... it looks like there's I'm guessing you're walking around Galaxy's Edge, right? I'm assuming that's what it's called, Tales from Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
So, and then, but like a lot of the, like your favorites are going to be in it, like Yoda's in it and C-3PO and I guess some others will be in it too. So I just thought this looked kind of cool. Is this something you guys would get?
Depends.
They don't really say what it's coming out on, by the way.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that anywhere.
I'm looking for that because the thing is there is different platforms for VR experiences, and yeah, I guess it depends on if they're doing this across all VR experiences or if it's just, like.
I mean, I can shoot stuff, I guess.
Yeah,
I like shooting stuff, and they may have talked me. I already have a Quest, but man, the price of the Quest 2 may have talked me into that. Like I could see that. The teaser trailer already has the Quest 2 stuff at the end of it, so it looks cool.
Yeah, I gotta wonder if it's going to be
I mean, I already have a Quest, so I'd be good, but
see, it doesn't do me any good though.
Yeah. Wait, is Vader Immortal Quest only, or that's Steam? I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah,
I don't either.
It's not exactly clear on. Yeah, maybe they'll have different things broken up between different platforms.
Okay. I mean, it looks cool, sort of.
Sort of. It's just gonna make me want to go to the park, though. Like that's.
Well, the hard part is with VR experiences. For anyone that's done the Void, the Void is good, but if you've played around in VR, and Damon, I'm sure you can attest to this as well, as sometimes it can be very hit and miss. Like that,
yeah.
There some studios or some developers, if they get things wrong with how you interact with things in the world, or there's just a lack of it.
It's frustrating or laughable.
Exactly. Yeah.
you get both.
Yeah. It can either be, I don't want to do this and you just shut it off, or, it's comical to the point where, it's more of a joke than an actual experience. Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see how this one pans out. I mean, I would assume,
I'll get it for the podcast so I can report in. I'll take one for the team. How's that sound?
Send me your expenses. We'll deduct it.
All right. And yeah, the only other thing I'll say is, I know they did there was a Spider-Man VR experience, and the one thing that I heard about it was good, but it was way too short.
Most of them are.
Yeah.
A lot of, I mean, I would say that for a Quest owner, most of the stuff is too short unless it is, kind of like a railed shooter type game.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some that definitely have some replayability to them. Yeah. But, if this is a very guided, it sounds like it's like a story based thing, right? So it's kind of a,
there's some shooting, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you're going through the same thing to do better.
Yeah.
Which doesn't work in a story, but there's one called, I don't know what it's called. It's like you can pick any gun and there's a gun shop and zombies come at you, but it's very more, geared towards the actual shooting of the different guns rather than the experience of what you know what I mean? You're in a warehouse. It's not like a big deal.
Yeah.
So the replayability is there for the scoring, but this, I don't necessarily know if there's a replayability for the scoring per se. Trevor, where are we with games that, used to be hard? They don't exist anymore.
Oh, they do. It's just not AAA developers that are doing them.
Yeah.
I have a list of games that could beat you up pretty good.
Yeah, you're right, but you're not going to see that out of a Star Wars play to everybody sort of game.
Correct. And I guess my only thing is, they say, it's a Tales from Galaxy's Edge. I better be able to go and sit in the cantina. I guess that's part of it is, they offer this as, it's a story in Black Spire Outpost. There better be, they can have a story. But I think if they really wanted to sell this, just give you a free roam mode as well, which basically is, you can virtually walk around Galaxy's Edge. I would be a little more interested in it from that standpoint.
I kind of feel like from this teaser, is that the cantina in there? I mean, I can't tell. It's so brief.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. But again, the problem is if it's just part of a story thing, you may not get an opportunity to actually I would like to be able to actually, that's the thing is that when you're there, sometimes when we were in Galaxy's Edge, it's very busy and sometimes you feel like you don't have time to really stop and ogle at all the details. So if they offered it in a VR experience where I could go and actually look at,
I've done museums like that in a VR experience and they're kind of cool.
Because otherwise, you just look like a weirdo when you're standing in the corner of the cantina, staring at something, right? So
Interesting. Well, I hate to get off this topic, but we should probably move it along here. We got a bunch of other stuff to talk about. So
Okay,
I thought this one was cool too. Guests will get to vote on the next lightsaber that's coming to the place where you build lightsabers.
I think that's cool.
Yeah. Did you guys see the picture here? I mean,
Yeah.
there's some cool. I think it's neat that they're doing this and letting people vote.
Yep, I would agree.
Which one would you guys pick?
Ooh.
the Korvax one looks nice.
I was going to say that looks pretty cool. I mean, that one's cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
that one looks
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, that one looks a little too weird for me. Like, my lightsabers don't look like that in my head, right? Like, that one's a little too much.
You want to go like more traditional, like, you know,
Yeah.
like the Anakin Skywalker one, like.
Nah, that's a little too boring.
They have Ezra's lightsaber, but
Yeah.
it's not his. It's his second gen lightsaber, not the blaster hybrid one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty cool. It's pretty cool looking though too. I mean, these are all really neat. I mean, it's cool that they're doing them across the different, you know, Star Wars properties too. It's not just like one of the movies. It's, you know, Rebels is in there, and
Kanan's in there too. Kanan and Ezra's. Yeah, okay. My wife's gonna kill me if I don't say this because she really likes Kanan. Somebody should be voting for Kanan's lightsaber.
what do you mean somebody?
Whenever they're putting out voting on this, you know, Kanan needs to. There needs to be an option to have a Kanan lightsaber.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't actually look at how you can vote for this. Like, I didn't see if there was some, like, how you even vote for it.
I'm not even gonna look at it because it's not like I'm gonna be able to do this anytime soon.
Yeah, that's I understand. Oh wait, there's a link in the article there. Okay, so you can vote for it. There's places you can find it. So
All right, well, people go vote for Kanan. Okay,
there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. All right, so we got more Halloween treats. I put these on here just for us to talk about more food.
Yay!
You know, I thought Damon would want to talk about some more treats too. So these are resorts. These are for resorts. So we've got. I'll go quickly through them here. So Polynesian has a dome cake that looks pretty good. That's milk chocolate cake dome with white chocolate icing.
It's Mike Wazowski dome cake.
Did I not say that?
No, you didn't.
What
I
did
just
say?
heard dome cake.
I thought I said Mike Wazowski dome. Okay, well, it's Mike Wazowski dome cake.
Damon, did you hear dome cake? Because I didn't hear dome cake.
I might have.
I don't know. I thought I said it, but all right. Then we also have a Halloween Mickey mini cupcake, and that one's at Captain Cook's. It's a chocolate cupcake with milk chocolate Rocky Road filling. That sounds pretty good.
It does.
Yeah, and then the drink, a poison apple cocktail, which is vodka, melon liqueur, blue curacao, pineapple juice, and
Me and Trevor are out.
yeah, I'm kind of out on that too.
Pass.
I'm not a big drink fan either.
The mini cupcake looks crazy good though.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I'm a fan of the dome cake, so I'd be
I'm a
down
fan
for
of the
that.
dome cake too, because the only problem I have with cupcakes is I'm not a buttercream sort of icing-y fan. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes that takes away from the rest of the taste of the cupcake if it can be a little bit overpowering or oily sometimes. I don't know. Again, I'm like a super connoisseur of that, like cake.
Yeah, the cakes. Yeah.
Cake.
All right, so we've got the monster cupcake. That's confetti cupcake, and I'm a huge fan of confetti cake, so I'd be down for this. Confetti cupcake filled with candy bar custard and purple buttercream. That sounds amazing.
It seems a little, to me, it seems a little much, but I would have to say that I'd be willing to try it.
All right.
What about the pumpkin pie tart? I know it doesn't have any.
I'm in on that.
Yeah.
Wait, no, wait. Oh, I thought you said apple pie tart. No,
Pumpkin pie. I'm not a pumpkin.
No,
fan.
I'm not a pumpkin person.
Really? You guys don't like pumpkin pie?
I don't do
No.
pumpkin. No.
Ah, that's my favorite
Like,
thing at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like I could eat it, but I'm not happy about eating it if there's apple pie. And I do a fair amount of baking. So usually my dad will just make that, and then like I'll make some stuff too. Like, I'm in on these magic cakes more than I'm in on pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving.
So what about the Going Batty Halloween cupcake? Chocolate cupcake with cookies and cream filling and ganache icing.
Ganache icing is like it It doesn't look like there's a lot of it, so I'm going to say I'll be okay with it. Yeah, I could be in on that. I'm looking at the picture now.
The
Ganache icing can be tough.
What'd you say, Trevor?
The little bat on top is cute.
The little bat.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'll post pictures of all these to the.
wait, am I off by one? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're the pictures above the item. So
Yeah. Okay. I was already down to looking at other good stuff.
So then we got a Pop Century's going to have a potion cocktail.
You skipped over the brownie though. What happened?
Oh, I did skip the brownie, right? Spooky Mickey brownie, classic brownie topped with a dark chocolate spider, which is, I'm always down for a brownie, but there's nothing too special.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah. There's just the chocolate spider on it and like a little web drawn onto it. So the next section here, though, so there's a potion cocktail, which is coconut rum, melon liqueur, pineapple, orange juice, Sprite, blue carousel floater with gummy worm garnish, and purple poison apple novelty glow cube. Wow, that was a lot.
like, I think I would drink that though.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, actually.
Even
Not a
though
big
it's
coconut
alcoholic.
fan, but what's that?
You know, the thing is what it's done is it's made it a little bit lighter. I would say coconut rum, which again, we kind of talked about rum in general for me, right? But I think that with the melon liqueur, again, a little bit on the lighter side than heavier. And the fruit for me seems to help with the taste. So I get in the pineapple and orange juice. Pineapple kind of conquers all sometimes. You know what I mean? So I would be in on this to try it. Yeah, I don't think, Trevor, I wouldn't be like drinking 10 of them or anything, but like I'd be like, I'd have a sip or two, like if someone else decided to get it. Let's put it that way.
Especially at the price.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, Old Key West and Saratoga are going to have a monster cookie bag, which is going to have sweet and salty, chocolate chip, pretzel, and candy-filled cookie bites.
I can make those, though, myself.
Yeah,
I'm not
those look
worried about
standard.
that.
Pumpkin spice whoopie pie. We said, we're kind of out on pumpkin spice, but it sounds like Trevor's a fan.
But that looks really cool with the spider on top of it.
It does.
Lie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, no, I'm not like up on pumpkin spice. It's pumpkin pie specifically. I'm not.
Oh, okay,
like,
got it.
I don't like.
Oh, I'm out on
spice
pumpkin spice stuff.
Yeah.
I'm out on pumpkin spice too.
Yeah, I don't like pumpkin spice. Yeah, I think it's overused, honestly. But
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
So this might be my favorite of all of them, the caramel cauldron cupcake, which is chocolate cupcake filled with salted caramel buttercream and garnished with chocolate flames and a witch's broom. This one's cool.
It looks
sounds
good.
delicious.
I think it. Yeah, I think it could. Again, this salted caramel buttercream.
I love salted caramel, and
I do, but
that could be hit and miss.
yeah, that's the only thing. But again, buttercream is not my friend most of the time in terms of texture and overpowering other stuff. But I would definitely try it. Like again, just because I'm like, doesn't mean I'm not eating it, because I'm definitely getting it.
if it's in front of you, you're gonna eat it.
yes, and I would even go purchase it.
So it looks like Riviera is going hard with the pumpkin here. We
Yeah,
got
I'd
pumpkin
just be
mousse.
out.
Yeah, pumpkin mousse with pumpkin cheesecake and autumn spiced sable. It looks cool though. Don't get me wrong. It looks super cool.
See,
They
that
do
is
look cool.
that is right up my alley. Like I like the look and I like the pumpkin pie kind of thing, and it's cheesecake, which I love cheesecake.
It looks like a pumpkin. I mean, it legitimately looks like a real pumpkin. It's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness, this list is long. We are definitely slacking.
We got to move quicker. Maybe we should just pick what our favorite things are.
No.
right.
Candy corn cupcake. I think candy corn can be a little too much.
I
but it
hate
does
candy
look
corn
cool.
so much.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't like it. So again, I'm out on that. The ghostly Mickey brownie. Again, a brownie with chocolate ganache with meringue ghost looks awesome, but it's gonna be too sugary for me. Like that's my big deal. Excuse me, big thing. But the witch's marshmallow hat, like that could be good. Marshmallows witch's hat, like I could be down with that. I could be down with that.
It looks pretty good. I'm in for that too. That looks delicious.
All right, we're moving on faster.
Yeah,
We got to keep going. Okay.
Tiramisu, I don't like it. So I would say I'd be out on that. Yeah, candy corn cupcake again,
And a pumpkin whoopie pie again. Yeah.
and a pumpkin pie again. I'm out on those, but yeah, even the pumpkin spice butter pecan shake. Yeah, like again, I don't like the pumpkin, but that is cool.
And pumpkin spice doesn't actually mean pumpkin flavor. It means the spice is used to.
It's more like cinnamon-y and like nut.
Yeah.
Yep.
If it was a pumpkin pie shake, I would be more interested than just pumpkin spice.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's see. So what do we have next on the list?
Amarettes.
Yeah, go ahead. Amaretto what?
So it's a amaret. I can't. Patisserie, whatever.
I'm just having fun.
I know. I'm just.
Well, anyway, they have some cake. I don't. Layers of chocolate biscuit, vanilla chiffon, and cookies and cream with a layer of cookie cream. I don't know.
That looks good to me. The tiny little cake.
I don't know. Halloween mini mousse, carrot cake, which and pumpkin mousse. I'm out, and marshmallow mousse. It sounds good, and again, I don't think I'd love it, but I'd almost have to try this. And here's the problem for me. I love creme brulee, but pumpkin creme brulee, I mean, I'm still in there. I'm still in on it. I still have to be in on it, even though I don't want to be. And then a novelty pumpkin tire straw. What is that?
What's a tire straw?
Maybe we're pronouncing it wrong, Trevor.
Tier? No, I don't know what that is. Okay.
But I see the picture and I'm not all that impressed. So... All right, so we have next the ganachery.
Yeah.
Mini Frankenstein pinata. Wow. I don't know how I feel about it. I know it looks like super cool, though.
Okay,
break it open. You got to smash it with a little hammer. It
looks super cool. It's
decorated with modeling chocolate. That means it's not going to be good.
Oh,
I don't know, though, because it's filled with vanilla bean marshmallows and crispy pearls. And vanilla bean is my jam. But the good vanilla bean.
Yep.
Is my jam.
Yeah,
the caramel ganache skulls look cool, but dark 65% chocolate skulls. I'm a milk chocolate guy with creamy caramel ganache, though. I could be in on that, though.
I feel that would be one of the better ones. I know you.
I just don't love dark chocolate, though. And again, a creamy caramel ganache I think works for that.
Yeah,
but it would have to be milk chocolate for me to love it. Dark chocolate, I might like it. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about chocolate. Hot sipping chocolate. Sorry, Trevor. Go ahead. Where you want to talk about the skulls?
The skulls look super cool.
They look very, very cool.
They don't even look like food. They look like they're made of metal.
Yeah,
yeah, they definitely
brass.
do.
Yeah,
brass skull. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of sipping chocolate too. I'm a sucker for sipping chocolate.
The pumpkin spice latte ganache squares don't look like anything special, so I'd be out on those. Oh my goodness!
Sipping chocolate though all day. I'm all in for sipping chocolate.
Yep. So all right, what do we got next?
Worms and dirt.
But they ruined it by mint ice cream.
Oh, you don't like mint ice cream?
No,
not for worms and dirt.
Not for worms and dirt. Nope.
All right.
No,
I don't love it. So the Oogie Boogie worms and dirt, which is at Aristocrapes, and then
bug juice.
Yeah. Again, I'm not a vodka person, so I'm out on that.
I think we pretty much covered all of it. I think that's pretty much all of them.
Pumpkin milkshake at Deluxe Burger. Let's see.
Gosh,
Poison apple glow cube. What is that?
Oktoberfest poutine. There you go. The daily poutine.
That's like something Trevor has to look and go, this is not right.
I'm trying to. It doesn't have any details of what it is, but I'm trying to.
Let me see if I can
find
out quick.
It's pumpkin seeds on top of poutine. No,
is that what it is?
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
It's gravy, bratwurst sausage, sauerkraut, cheese
bratwurst.
No, don't do that.
If you get rid of the sauerkraut, I'm in on that.
No, I love sauerkraut.
Oh, gosh, why would you do that? I hate.
Ooh, now see, hold on a second. Now, poutine with just sauerkraut and forget about the bratwurst. Ooh, that seems interesting to me.
I don't think we can eat poutine together, Damon.
No, it seems interesting.
Just a purist over here, man. I want fancy poutines.
Yeah, I mean, it seems interesting, though.
No, but the point is, don't
call it that.
Yeah, don't say it's a poutine because, you're throwing all this random stuff on it.
I would agree with you. The Oktoberfest fry basket, right? You'd be all right with that?
Fine. I mean, as long as you're not trying to sell me, I'm expecting something with poutine, you don't throw sauerkraut on there. I mean, that's just...
It sounds awesome, though. I love sauerkraut. It's one of those things like sauerkraut, I love it, but you never get enough of it, and I don't like... usually what comes along with sauerkraut. I don't like bratwurst. I don't
You're not
like...
a fan of bratwurst?
No. I don't eat beef.
Honestly, Oktoberfest in general is just not my thing. I just cannot get my head around the food in Oktoberfest.
Oh man, I love a good brat.
All right, let's talk about the decorations because I don't.
We don't have to talk about that. We don't have to talk about that. The decorations are up. Look at that.
The decorations are up. Hey, look.
They're the same decorations you saw last year. They're there. I mean, I only put this on there because.
Why did you take out the permits for the Big Thunder Mountain refurbishment? Is it not?
No, I just
not confirmed?
I thought it was just talking. I mean, if you guys,
this seems like I don't want to, but I'm surprised you don't want to. That seems like a very.
We're out of time. That's why
we're out of time anyway. And
I thought it was more interesting to talk about the fact that Disney announced they're not going to reopen the water parks till March.
I mean, that's not surprising.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I would say. There's nothing to talk about. That makes sense.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, and listen, so the permits for Big Thunder, right? So they've been talking about doing a refurbishment there for a while. And in fact, it's gotten canceled once or twice now. And so now they're doing another permit for it. My guess is they want to finally do the big ending scene they have elsewhere
I was
for
gonna say,
the one at WDW.
Are we getting the ending? I hope we're getting
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that they do the ending for the 50th, you know?
You guys haven't seen the ending. It's good. It's so good.
I've seen video.
No, it's no. You have to run.
I got to experience it. Yeah, I know.
It's like way better. That last lift hill is fantastic with that ending.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope that they're doing it. I hope that they're doing that for the 50th. That would be amazing. So
okay, Damon's right. You shouldn't have crossed that off because I'm more interested in that than the Typhoon Lagoon closure.
I never know what you two are going to be interested in, not interested in. I know you guys are both water park people, so listen, it's still here. We can still talk about it. That's why I didn't delete it.
Yeah, the thing is just right now we've conceded the fact that water parks are just not a thing at the moment. They're not.
Sure.
It's
well,
going to be
Volcano Bay's open.
Well, yeah, okay, fair, but Disney's not going to open their water parks anytime soon.
Well, and plus they usually get refurbished over the wintertime anyway, right?
Exactly.
So they usually have one closed anyway, and then the other one closes every time it gets cold. So, yeah, I mean, so it's not that big of a surprise, like you said. But I'm just hoping, that this refurbishment that they're doing is going to make it look really great, and then it's also going to bring that last scene in. That's my big hope.
Yeah, there's definitely a few touch-up things they can do. Okay, so someone pardon me for my ignorance. We don't have the goat in the Disney World one. Because it's mirrored. Yeah, right. So never mind. Yeah. The goat with the dynamite in its mouth, they need to find somewhere to fit that into. Anyway.
Well, maybe they will. And the last thing I have on the list here is it was literally just announced before we were doing this. Not announced, but somebody found this on their website right before we recorded here, is that FastPass Plus is coming back starting in 2021 in January, actually. Now that could change, that could always, get pushed back. But a lot of people were predicting the end of FastPass with, all the stuff they're doing right now. I never thought it was going away, but it's coming back in January. So
yeah. And I think to your point, there may be some changes when it comes back because, they've probably had some time to think about it. And I'm sure that whatever form it comes in, they are going to be keeping in mind social distancing and all that. So there may be some rules around FastPass that wasn't there before everything closed down. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess I would keep that in mind. I wouldn't just say, hey, fast passes are coming back as they were. I would expect, I know they haven't said anything about it here, but I'm fully expecting there to be some tweaks to the way fast passes are presented in the future.
Yeah, I would expect that too. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up. We're a little over an hour of our time limit here.
This is, it's fine, Tom. It's our show. We can do that.
I'm kidding. But we try to keep out a little bit of a schedule here.
I know, but we still did good. I mean, we talked about a lot of food, and we still managed to keep it at an hour. So
we did. You're right. So let's go ahead and wrap up, though.
All right. So anybody who wants to reach out to us, if you got questions, comments, we love hearing from you guys. You can always reach us at welcomehomepodcast@gmail.com. We love getting the listener questions, and some of you have sent us trip reports and stuff like that, and just your experiences at Disney. Keep sharing that stuff because it helps us get better and helps us, see different perspectives on the park. So keep it coming. And if you want to reach out to us on Facebook, you can find us as Welcome Home Podcast. We also have a Facebook group, which is called Welcome Home Disney Waitlist. If you're not in the group yet, why are you not in the group?
You're missing out.
You should be in the group. It's, cool people. There's been good conversations there. I think you guys in there are awesome. And, let's, invite your friends, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you haven't invited your friends that are, also fans of Disney in general, they don't have to be fans of the show. Just invite them to the group. It's a group. It's a Disney group. Invite them over.
Exactly. And also, if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can find us on YouTube as Welcome Home Podcast. Whenever we do live podcasts or live streams, you'll see those get uploaded there, so you can watch them again later. And if you want to get some of our merchandise, so things like masks or t-shirts or mugs, stuff like that, you can check out our store, which is store.welcomehomepodcast.com. And as usual, if you found us on iTunes or Spotify or any of those services, please make sure you leave us a review. It helps other people find the podcast, and it helps us get some feedback as well on what's working, what's not working.
Yeah, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to Welcome Home Podcast so you can be reminded every time we release a new episode. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, also Amazon Music now. A new one I can throw in there. We're on Amazon Music, who's now offering podcasts, so we are on that service. What's that?
Fancy.
We're so fancy. We're everywhere. You can't, I mean, we're on like iHeartRadio. We're everywhere. You can't, go somewhere and not find us. So there's no excuses. But if you want to listen to podcasts through Amazon Music, just search for us. We're there. Or any other podcast app out there that's available, just search for Welcome Home. You'll find us. Just a reminder to our listeners, Welcome Home Podcast is for entertainment only. We're not employed by the Walt Disney Company, and as such, any and all opinions we express on the show are our own. So please consult a DVC representative or Disney cast member for anything we talked about today. Big thank you to DVC Rental Store, as always, for sponsoring this episode. Please join us next time for more Disney Parks discussion and, of course, more DVC talk. We hope to see you all real soon.
This is Skipper Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, signing off from Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Do a huddle when we hit a chair. How she can cuddle is no man's affair. I looked around from pole to pole, found her in a sugar bowl.